Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Dan McShane Show. I'm Vince Reed. We're brought to you by Aria Health, your friends and neighbors here in Bucks County, right there in Oxford Valley, and of course also by the Pennsbury Basketball Recreation League. You can contact them on the PRBL.com. Matter of fact, you better get to the registrations. They'll take them kindergarten through 12th grade, but you know it fills up right away. And they'll get some real good teaching, no matter how young or how old they might happen to be. So contact them on PRBL.com and find out what's going on, and also register with them that way. And also by, of course, the Continental Tavern. They're located right there in the heart of Yardley at Main and Afton Streets. The Continental Tavern, where you can watch all the Pennsbury football games all season long, home and away. And we're going to be away this time around. Matter of fact, a little bit different as far as that goes, because this is one of those rare times now Pennsbury is going to be playing an afternoon game on a Saturday afternoon rather than a Friday night. And Coach, a little bit different there for your ball club, getting a chance to play in the sunlight for a change.
Yeah, I mean, I always worry about any break in routine, you know, can cause issues, but yeah, it's traditional high school football. I think going back to the old days, all these lights were built. It's Saturday afternoon, and I grew up in the Catholic, and we play Sunday afternoon, so
yeah,
it's a nice atmosphere out there in Newtown on Saturday, so we're looking forward to it.
Let's talk a little bit about this ball club. You came through with a win last week over William Tennant Ball Club. You're now in there at 2-2, and actually for you, as I mentioned, this is the 5th game of the season, but actually this is your first league game.
Yeah, we've been telling the kids, you know, the non-league schedule is what it is, but and our league is what it is also.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking forward to you know, navigating our way through the traditional patterns that we always play in the Council Rocks, and you know, and then of course there's the Chamois and the Trumas in the area, and Ben Salem. So it'll be fun.
You know, when you look at it, Coach, and take us through that a little bit here as you went into your 4th game and came out there with a 2-2 mark now, and the improvement that you see coming out of that William Tennant game. I saw some things that I kind of liked, and I saw improvement as far as I was concerned upstairs, looking at the ball club from what I see, and things are getting together a little bit more.
Yeah, well, it always starts for us with defense, and I think we're getting better and better there, and we pretty much, you know, we felt like we had a very good shot at shutout, and offensively we kind of, you know, kind of taken a couple steps backwards, and we're simplifying things there, and more of a commitment to kind of, so we've gotten better mentally on both sides of the balls. So.
I know one of those things you did a little bit more than you have done before, and I think that's only going to take time. I mentioned about the fact that, you know, it's going to take time to get into that, but you threw a little bit more this past week, and my feeling is that, you know yourself, that these kids, as I had mentioned, even coming up from the junior high days, the kind of offense they used to use before, they really didn't run many pass patterns. They didn't know really what it was to be wideouts, as far as that's concerned, and how to run patterns. And I think that takes time, and I think you're starting to see where it's starting to develop.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. It's just yesterday, I had a conversation with Coach Bell, our offensive coordinator, and he had been telling me, because he had asked Zach, have you ever dropped back pass before? And Zach was like, no, not really. So, you know, he took a lot of movement passes and all, but
yeah,
and the straight drop backs is very foreign to him right now.
Yeah, when you look at it, and I'm looking at the whole scheme of things, the way it's going, and offensively, you seem to get it together a little bit better. Things are moving along nicely for you, and I think the mix-up that you're going to have between the pass and the run as the season goes is going to get better and better as the combinations get better. And like you mentioned too, and I thought that too. I thought, well, so far we've seen Zach DeMarcus really roll, and he's a lefty. I like to see when he rolls left. I can see when he rolls right, and he is a left-hander. When he's being chased, he's not going to be able to get his footwork down and square, which makes it tough on him to get a reception. But at least when he's rolling left a little bit, he's more comfortable in that situation.
Yeah, we're always aware of the situation where the ball's on the field and try to get into his dominant arm. But he does have the ability to throw opposite, and we practice it a lot, but it's mechanically it's a little bit different also. So we don't want to tip it into our opponents, but yeah, we like to roll out left. And
yeah.
Of course, we got a righty, we can roll out to the right. So, yeah.
But then when you look at it, as I mentioned, the thing is that now if he starts to drop back a little bit, that's a little something else that the defense is going to have to worry about. Because when they look at you on film, they're probably thinking, well, he's a rollout type quarterback. But all of a sudden, you start to drop back. Now they don't know what you're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, you got to defend all areas of the field now. And he can throw the ball deep down the middle. as in that practice yesterday, he was making deep throws down the middle of the field, and so and those are the type of shots you take though during a game where, you know, you got to, if you're going to call it, you got to complete it. It's got to be a big play, either plus 20 yards or plus 6 points.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about this team and getting ready for the game they have coming up, and the defense on that part of the side of the ball as well, coming up right after these messages.
ER Express is the newest online reservation system for patients in Bucks County with non-life-threatening illnesses or conditions to reserve a time online to be treated at ARIA's Fast Care, Urgent Care, or emergency departments. ER Express streamlines evaluations so patients are treated more quickly, and best of all, it holds your reservation while you're in the comfort of your own home. Please remember, patients who experience major injuries and traumas should always go immediately to the emergency department. Reserve your spot online now with ER Express. Visit ariahealth.org/ER-Express. That's ariahealth.org/ER-Express.
Princeton University football is back, starting on Saturday, September 17th, when the Tigers take on Lafayette at 5 p.m. at beautiful Princeton Stadium. It's also fireworks night, so bring the whole family for a day of fun at one of the nation's most beautiful on-campus football stadiums. The Tigers return both of their quarterbacks and have several returning defensive players. Single game tickets are just $10, and season tickets for all 5 home games just $40. This year, the Tigers' home schedule includes rivals Penn and Harvard, plus Brown and Cornell, and the opener on September 17th at 5 p.m. is against Lafayette, followed by fireworks night. To order and for more ticket information, go to GoPrincetonTigers.com. That's GoPrincetonTigers.com. Strong starts are essential on the field and in life. That's why PNC created the Grow Up Great program, a $350 million multi-year bilingual initiative that began in 2004 to help prepare children from birth to age 5 for success in school and life. PNC is helping children in our community more than ever grow up great. Learn more at pncgrowupgreat.com. PNC for the achiever in you. PNC Bank, member FDIC.
And we're back again with the Dan McShane Show. I'm Vince Reed, and we talked about the offensive bit. We're going to talk a little bit about the defense before we get on to their opposition for this week. And the defense, I thought from game number 1, looked pretty good to me. Like new kids on the block, you might say, but 9 of 11 working together. And I think now they're starting to really get it together better now that they played with one another. They know maybe some of the moves each is going to make and where their assignments are going to be. And I really thought that right now, I think their defense can strictly get better and better as the season goes on.
Yeah, we'd like to think that. I mean, we've had kids now playing this system for 4 or 5 years, and they can pretty much go out there and call defenses themselves. They know what we want to do in a run situation, what we want to do in a pass situation. They know the possible pressures we may call. So it's nice having that type of kids on the field, their coaches on the field.
You know, there's 2 kids that stood out for me last week, Coach, because they just seem to be in on so many plays. Michael Gabora, who is 6'1", 220 pounds and a junior, and Matt Rosso, who's 6'5", 257 and a junior. And of course, when I looked at the plays they were making, I looked down there and I thought, this is nice. These kids not only can play good this year and get good, but they're coming back next year.
Yeah, that's really exciting. I mean, Mike contributed last year as a sophomore before he got a little bit of knee injury there late in the season. And we, toyed around with linebacker at the end. We decided at the end he's got a great get off and he's got good pad level. And really, Rosso is just evolved. We thought him more as an offensive lineman. All of a sudden, I think in the scrimmage until we played defensive line, we're like, okay, we got to get better at his pad level and his technique and all. But he's got, a good aggression to him also. So.
I know one of the things too, you're waiting for, and I had a chance to talk to him, came to our show, and that was Jazz Phelps. Now, Jazz Phelps is 6'2", 209 and a senior. He plays a defensive end for you, and he was just chomping at the bit to try to get back there. And when you got nagging injuries, it sometimes takes a while.
Yeah, very frustrating for all parties involved, him and us. We recognize his talent, and we're really looking forward to getting him back. I mean, he's a big part of what we do, and and then we have a lot of depth at that position also. So we can't wait to get him back.
All right, we're going to be back with more here with Coach Dan McShane coming up in just a moment.
Wherever weights are racked, rackets are swung.
To move is to live.
And wherever you find bodies in motion, you'll find people who've rebuilt their lives with the help of Rothman Institute.
Balls are pitched, skates are laced.
More bones repaired, more joints replaced. No body in our region has done more for more bodies than Rothman.
Lawns are mowed, swings are pushed.
So when you're ready to run again, ride again, move again, live again, think Rothman first. RothmanInstitute.com.
Merrill Reese here to tell you about our good friends at McCaffreys Food Markets. McCaffreys is growing and is now open in Doylestown and Bluebell. But Jim McCaffrey and his family never forget their roots, and that's why they continue to support our local schools and are proud to support Pennsbury and Council Rock and other schools in the area. Many students are employed at McCaffrey's, and McCaffrey's Food Markets feature the finest prepared food department for those always on the go. From healthy salads to prime cuts of steak and fresh seafood dishes, you'll always find something for your family to enjoy in McCaffrey's prepared food department. And for everyday exceptional value, it's McCaffrey's Food Markets, locally owned and operated by Jim McCaffrey and his family in the Edgewood Village Shopping Center, 635 Heacock Road in Yardley, in the villages of Newtown, 2890 South Eagle Road, also in Princeton, West Windsor, and now open in Doylestown and Bluebell. Merrill Reese here to tell you about my good friends at Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township. For outstanding sales and service, you can depend on the folks at Haldeman Ford Subaru for the best value on new and pre-owned Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs, along with a great selection of value-priced new and pre-owned Subarus. And no one offers the service that Haldeman does in their huge state-of-the-art service facility. Service so great that many area municipalities and commercial fleets get their service performed by Haldeman Ford Subaru. From Langhorne to Princeton, folks like you to commercial fleets trust the name Haldeman for sales and service. Haldeman Ford Subaru, Route 33 in Hamilton Township.
And I'm back again once more as we get ready for some more talk about the upcoming bowl game, and that's going to be, of course, in the afternoon this Saturday with Pennsbury up at Council Rock, and they'll be at Newtown for this contest, a kickoff in the afternoon for a change. And we're brought to you in part by your, certainly ARIA Health, your friends and neighbors right here in Bucks County and Oxford Valley, along with, of course, the PRBL. Get in touch with them at PRBL.com and get your children registered and get a chance to find out how to play basketball the right way. And the Colonial Tavern there in Yardley, where they have the best of everything. The burgers, the steaks, the fish, if you have salads, no matter what you have there. And you got a nice group of people there as well. And also an opportunity to watch every game on our video stream on the TVs there, whether it be home or away, between Pennsbury and their opponents all season long. Coach, let's talk a little bit about this Council Rock North Ball Club. Having some tough times of it, getting going, and they're in the same situation as you are here at Pennsbury. You get a new coach, you're trying to put things in that maybe would fit what you feel you'd like to run and the things you'd like to do, and it's going to take some time.
Always. I know Coach McHugh's a very, very hard-working guy, and you can already see, you look at like the tape, you can see kind of, evidence of kind of, very disciplined what they're doing on offense, and defense, and kids have great stances and alignments, and it looks like they're being coached. So, we need to be prepared. Obviously, we can lose to anybody, we can beat anybody at this point in our maturation.
When you look at it, they have an outstanding quarterback for 4 years there, and Brendan McElwain was a guy who doesn't come along too often, already playing down in South Carolina as a freshman. And you look at that, and a lot was geared around him. And of course, he also had some talent there along with it. But they got the same bug that you had. They had the graduation certainly hit them, and that hit them hard.
Yeah, and it's on one hand, it's a nice problem to have. I think I talked to Coach, their numbers are up, and they got a lot of young guys that they're going to build them up for the future. But you got to kind of bite that bullet. At least this point in where the program is at. So.
Coach, when you take a look at them, you had a chance maybe to have scouted either you or some of the people on your staff have scouted them. What's your summation so far then that they're having some problems getting everything together? We understand that. But where do you feel that, you're in a situation here where you say, well, being that they're young and they're doing this and they're doing that, where do you feel you have a chance to really, move the ball against them?
Well, we think, our number one effort is always to run the ball against anybody. And I think, we match up well up front, on both sides of the ball, defensively and offensively. We want to run it and then, pull it out there and play action pass. So we like our matchup against their front people and even, our wide receivers down the field against some of their defensive backs. So.
I know there's one thing, and I said this before the season began, because I know what the teams all had coming back, and I said there's going to be a lot of really close games as far as that goes. This may not be the best that the SOL National has been in a few years, but the biggest thing about it is almost everybody's in the same boat, and they're all trying to build and trying to get there and trying to grow together as they go. So I think we're going to see the games like we've seen, those one-touchdown games between one another or less. It's going to happen.
Yeah, when you saw last week, we kind of got it 7-0 for a long time, and then we kind of pushed it open a little bit. Then all of a sudden, we got a little careless with some penalties and some other stuff, and next thing you know, it's a dogfight again. So yeah, it's nice to know everybody's in the hunt, and you can't give up any cheap scores. You got to play great defense and be able to punch a few in yourself when you have opportunities. So.
I notice every weekend, as I mentioned, that they're close games, but every weekend, I'm sure the coaches are on their kids about the fact that, you're as good as the opposition you're playing. You just have to minimize your mistakes in order to be able to get that win. I think in looking at it and seeing how these games have been close, it's really been a case of where who makes more mistakes is losing the games up close.
Yeah, at the maturity of the teams that are involved, the very young teams, that's typically what it is. It's the least amount of mistakes. So as you get older, you start to kind of get a little more grabbed by the throat type of mentality, so to speak. But right now, it's just kind of like that's the limit, these self-inflicted wounds.
When you've gone through the 4 games so far this year, coming into, believe it or not, I find it hard to believe it's halfway through the season there with this game this weekend. But it is, and when you look at that, tell us about how you feel about the overall progress of your ball club.
We're happy with it. We had a little shot there where we were really disappointed in the way we played against North Penn. We were like, after the salve, okay, we can bang some of these bigger guys, and finally with North Penn. But we had to do last week, and look at it, as the match. We were talking to our kids about the magic number you need to get wins to get in the playoffs, and that's our number one goal is to get in the playoffs, and from there, we'll see as we mature. But really, we have a type of football team, and the way the league's set up, where there's a lot of opportunities to still get in the playoffs, and so that's our number one goal right now.
Oh, it's been really good matchups when you've gotten together with North Penn over the years. This year it was lopsided, and then you got to be expected. They've got a really good team coming back. They're considered one of the top 5 teams in the state right now. But when you look at that, and I was thinking to myself as the game was going on down there on the field up at North Penn, I thought, you know what? These kids may lose this ball game, but I think really they're gonna finally come out and say, oh, this is what it takes to win big.
Yeah, that's a great observation. I mean, the speed it takes to win big, the talent level, the commitment, absolutely. And I've been in games like that before here. The years where we played Abington, I think it was, and they beat us in a regular season game, and then we got to the playoffs, and we'll see.
Yeah, but I think a lot of times people will say, well, gee, why'd you schedule those hard teams on? But there's a reason behind that. The thing that I dislike most about, and I love college football. I got to admit, I love college football like I do high school football, even well over the pros, both of them. But the thing that colleges get me, though, is the ones that are really good that play these teams that they just plaster some weekends, which it shouldn't be, and you shouldn't be allowed to play some of those small teams. You got to play some teams your size. But then in this thing, when you're in this with high school, these are the high schools that are in your area, and you play them, you know them, and sometimes they're going to be up, sometimes you're going to be up. But the nice thing about it is that these kids, a lot of them know each other from playing against one another, and when they just have a down year and the other team has an up year, they understand that. And like I said, the biggest thing is, I think in high school and in college, you can learn by playing really good competition.
Yeah, and we've learned already. I mean, after the North Penn game again, it was like we got to do a better job. And so every week we're working on our pass rush and containing quarterbacks that have that ability that the kid had. And we'll see a couple of those kids down the road.
Yeah, one of the things about this game coming up, or this afternoon, Coach, is the fact that, they're coming in, they're having a tough time, they haven't been able to get a win, and it's always a situation where you're going up there to their field, they're going to be ready, they want so badly to get a score, and it's one of those games where you got to sit, I'm sure you say to your kids, hey, don't take it for granted, forget about what the records are. These guys want to win as well as you do.
Yeah, and if you give them a chance to hang around, historically, teams will find another reason to fight, and another reason, all of a sudden it snowballs on you. So we got to make sure that we play at our highest level right away on the gate, and that hopefully that's enough for us, and I think it will be.
All right, so that's going to wrap it up for us this afternoon. We're heading out to Newtown for this afternoon's ball game on a Saturday, and looking forward to this one. It's going to be the first league game for the Pennsbury Falcons right now as they journey up to Newtown, and they'll be taking on the Indians of Council Rock North in this contest. So let's go out to the field right now for the ball game this afternoon between Council Rock North and Pennsbury. So for here, of course, the Dan McShane Show, I'm Vince Reed.